welcome back to Snail's Advice. So in today's video, I'm gonna actually talk about anxiety, depression, ADHD. I know anxiety and anxiety and depression, ADHD, I know they all combine into one, but I actually wanted to kind of talk to you about that. I myself suffer with anxiety, depression, ADHD, so let's go ahead and get right into the video. So I started off with depression when I was young, maybe when I was probably even at the age of 8 or maybe even younger. And when I was 8, I really didn't know I had depression, but I was told by my mom that I probably did because I would cry a lot and I just didn't want to do stuff and I just felt really like just down on myself. So I figure probably around that age I really started getting depression, but I didn't show signs till maybe I was much older, because when I was older I understood what depression and anxiety and ADHD was about. So when I was about maybe at the age of 16 is when I really realized, oh, I really am depressed. It was, I mean, I could tell because I just didn't feel like waking up. I didn't feel like going to school. I'd always tell my mom I'm sick, I don't want to go to school, so I would miss a lot of days of school because I would make up these stories that I didn't want to go to school. And so because of that, I just was like, I could tell at that point I was probably, I mean, now I can tell I was probably depressed at that point. I had no really thoughts at that age of doing anything because, I mean, I still want to go to school or try to go back to school and, you know, kind of still live life to what I expect, or what I can try, not expect, what I can try to do my best to live life to. I don't know if that made sense, but I also and I think also getting forced into doing things I didn't want to do really made it worse. When I was about 7, I think, my dad put me into playing tennis, and it was good at the time because it was kind of like a activity to do outside of school or after school. But when I got older, I didn't really want to play tennis because I'm like, what's the point? But then I was like, well, I really am good at, you know, I can play tennis. So I ended up, sorry, my phone is going off. I ended up playing tennis in high school. And I think at that point, I just realized I shouldn't be doing this, but I still did it because I wanted to make my dad happy and make everybody else happy, and my happiness was my main thing, not everybody else's happiness, and I still struggle with that till this day. But and then to go on top of that, my anxiety kicked in as well. At that time, and I could tell because, and panic attacks as well. Because whenever I would be asked to talk in front of the class or read out loud in the class, I got nervous and I would start sweating profusely, and it didn't help. I'm sweating now because I'm nervous in front of, I do sweat when I talk in front of the camera. You guys just don't know, but I do sweat. I'm getting used to it. So it's, you know, it's hard. I mean, for me, what I do, at the time I don't do this, but now I've grown to take deep breaths. I'll try to do some yoga, I try to go out walking just to clear my mind. So my chair is going down a little bit, sorry, just to clear my mind. And I think it's it's good to have that, extra activity, you know, go outside, do something. But I'll go back to my depression. When I was, like I said, when I was 16 in high school, I didn't really, at that time I didn't notice it still, but now I think I've noticed it, that when I was 16 I really didn't want to do a lot of stuff that my dad or my mom would tell me to do. So at that time it was kind of hard. And then when I got out of high school, it was a lot easier for me to open up. Well, I want to say open up, but be more open into what I want to do. I actually stopped playing tennis because I just didn't want to play tennis. I stopped doing a lot of stuff that I didn't want to do. I started doing stuff I wanted to do. So like, as far as school is concerned, I would, how do I say this? I actually took a year off. We went to India. We wanted to go to India and kind of just take some time off. Excuse me. And so I did that. I went to India for about 6 months, maybe 4 months. I was there with it was in Hyderabad. My grandparents lived in Hyderabad, so I was there. So I took some time off just to kind of go there. My mom wanted to take care of my grandma, so I went with my mom. So I did that. So I took some time off, and then went back to school in 2000 after India. So I'm not gonna, well, I can say, I think it was 2017 or 2007. Sorry. And I went back to school then. My parents, and at that time we had moved from California to Georgia, and so at the time, I actually stopped talking to my dad for about 6 months, and that also made it worse because he was not happy that we were moving, and so I kind of got even more depressed from that because I was afraid that maybe my dad would get upset with us, or and that kind of brought on my anxiety as well. So then I just stopped talking to my dad for 6 months, and then when my grandmother passed away, I went back to talking to him, and that also kind of made my anxiety go up a little bit. Depression, not so much, but anxiety. Every time, even now when I go to California, anytime I go to see my family in California, I end up getting I get bad anxiety attacks or panic attacks, and I'll go, and then I'll have fun, and then I'll try to go again, but then I don't go, and then I end up canceling my ticket, and it's not right. Decide if you want to do what you want to do. I did want to go to California anytime I would go again, but then I'm like, there's no point. It's not fun, and I get too anxious, and I get too panicky, and I get a panic attack, and yeah. But anyways, I think I went way too much, but yeah, I mean, it's just, sometimes that's just the way it is, and yeah, that's the way it is. But definitely, I mean, for my anxiety or depression or even ADHD, I didn't find out about my ADHD till later on. I always knew when I was a kid I had a learning disability. I didn't find out about the ADHD till I came here to Georgia. I did a testing, and that's when they tested and found out I have ADHD. So if any of you guys ever think that you feel like you have ADHD or you have anxiety, please talk to a counselor or anybody, and they can help you, because definitely just try to reach out to anybody you can, and reach out to your parents too, because they can definitely help you kind of figure out why you have depression. If not, they can help you get a therapist and go to a doctor to figure out what's going on. Yeah, usually ADHD is it's a learning disability, so it's attention deficit hyperactive disorder, and it's, for me, I'm a slow learner, and that's just the truth, but it takes time for me to understand stuff. So if I'm doing like something in a Word document or doing something in a Google document or a Google Drive, it takes me a while to understand what I need to do, if that made sense. But yeah, I mean I didn't find out that till later on, and that's probably why growing up I wasn't paying attention in school and I wasn't understanding a lot of stuff. I've always been in special classes in high school, or from elementary school all the way through high school. In college wasn't that bad. I was able to actually kind of get through college. When I went to college, I wanted to go to school for business degree, because both my parents have a business degree. And it was kind of like, okay, since your parents are doing it, you got to do it, and that's what I was kind of doing it because of that. And then I realized this is way too much math and accounting, and I'm just like, I can't do that. because I do have a learning disability. So for doing like English or writing English, even talking, sometimes I'm not the best with words. So if I'm like saying like or it's because I'm nervous too, and then I'm also trying to get the right words out. So I do reiterate myself. I do realize that. So I'm sorry, but I'm still learning this. So it's hard. But I'm learning how to talk in front of the camera. Yeah, going back to my ADHD, when I was doing I had started doing going to college for for a business degree, and then I said no, we're not doing it, like I said. So I took some time off from college, and then went back into college in 2011. No, it's 2011, 2009 or 2010. I went back to college. 2010. I went back to college and I went to do medical assistant. So I was able to do my medical assistant stuff. And I actually passed with all my classes, so which was great, and all the courses. But it was a lot of studying and a lot of long nights. And yeah, it was good. But I would definitely look into somebody that will help you with depression. A counselor would be great. As anybody would be great, actually. So counselor or life coach. If you're looking for like somebody to help you with your mental stuff, look into a neurologist, because they can help you kind of figure out what's going on. Maybe that would be the best way to go, and then go into a counselor. But I would definitely look into all the right sources for that. I had to do that when I moved here, and it's helped out. But yeah, my depression, going back, and I'm gonna actually go back into depression. When I was in, I think it was 2016. Yeah, I went to deep depression, which wasn't fun. I got into I don't know why, but I just went into deep depression about not wanting to be here and wanting to just not be here at all. And I don't want to get more into it, but it was not good. And that's when I realized I need to see a counselor or see somebody, because I need help. And that's when I actually started going to a psychologist. And then I started talking to him, and he gave me medication for my depression, which I do somewhat take till this day. I'm trying to wean myself off it, and I'm drinking a little water, so sorry for that. But if you guys want to check out this coldest water, I'll leave the link below. It's awesome. They're awesome. It's an awesome water bottle. So I started off going to a psychologist and or psychiatrist, and I saw him. He started me on some medications or medication. We worked with a few medications, and then he actually referred me to a therapist, and I started going to a therapist. And that wasn't till later on. I think it was back in 2018 or 2019. And I actually stopped seeing the therapist now, because I'm doing better, which is great. So again, the reason why I'm doing better is because of the organization that I volunteer with, the Adhd. They've helped out a lot. So yeah. But I would definitely say, anybody suffering with anxiety, depression, ADHD, panic attacks, anything, definitely talk to your parents. Reach out to your parents if you're 13 and younger, or between the ages of 13 and 16 or 17, and let them know, and they can help you. Try to find maybe a therapist or something like that, and then also reach out to if you're over the age of 18, look into do your own research on this. Look into maybe start off with a psychiatrist and then see what they say, or maybe start off with a therapist and see what they say. It just depends. I started with a psychiatrist because I knew I was deeply in a deep depression, so that's what I started off with. And then then he told me, I saw him for about a year, and then he said, okay, maybe you should start looking at a therapist. And I didn't. It took some time because I wasn't comfortable, and I told him, I said, hey, I'm still not comfortable with talking to therapists in talking to any therapist, so it's going to take me some time, and he was completely fine with that. So I would definitely look into talking to a I mean, first, you know, if you're 18 or over, do your research, and if you're 18 and younger, definitely reach out to your parents, and just say, hey, you know, I'm feeling depressed and I don't know what to do, and they can help you, you know. But we're about 15 minutes, and I'm trying to make these videos a little shorter because it might be that if they're too long, some of you might not enjoy it, so I want to try to keep it at a shorter length. But I'm going to actually conclude the video here. So if you guys have any questions or concerns, definitely reach out. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a life coach or counselor, so I'm only doing this for entertainment purposes only, so that way I don't want you guys to say, okay, since she's got depression, I might have it or something like that. But definitely reach out to somebody, whether it be your parents or even if you do your own research online. I will link a lot of whatever, you know, I'll link the coldest water in the description below. It's the best water bottle, and you can get it in any size. I know that was a bit of a game changer, but definitely look into I mean, and I'll try to link a I'll try to find a website. I think there's a website where you can find like a therapist in your state. If you're even, I'm not sure if it's out of the country, but at least in the US there's a website, and I'll try to look for it online and link it down in the description below, so that way you guys can go there and put in your state and your zip code, and they'll pull up a lot of it will pull up a lot of therapists around your area. So but I'm gonna, like I said, conclude you guys here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm hoping that you're continuing to enjoy the videos that I've been putting out. I'm trying to put out a couple of videos. I said I would try to do 2 videos last week, and I only did 1, but I'll definitely try to do 2 this week. I might mix it up a bit. I might try to do a day in the life of me, like a little vlog video, and see if you guys like that more, and see what you guys think. And I do see that you guys view my video, so if you could just give it a thumbs up, and, you know, like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow, that would be great. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.